Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. First of all, please allow me to express my grateful for watching this video. My name is Atih Daria. I am a lecturer at Economic Study Program, Universitas Islam Bandung, Asia Province in Indonesia. In this opportunity, I will present part of my research with title Islamic Value in Sustainable Economic Growth Planning, the case of Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam, which is submitted to Social and Humaniora Research Symposium or SORES 2020 that is organized by Universitas Islam Bandung. My presentation consists of 5 sections. Firstly, introduction. Secondly, literature study. Thirdly, methods. Fourthly, result and discussion. And fifthly, conclusion. We begin with introduction. Indonesia and Negara Brunei Darussalam are committed to the success of the Global Agenda of Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs 2030, included Goal 8. It is to promote sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. The problem is how to pass on the effort to achieve sustainable economic growth. One of the efforts to shape perceptions and behavior of business people toward business that meet the principle of sustainability is through spiritual. Indonesia and Negara Brunei Darussalam are predominantly Muslim countries. It will be interesting to know how Islam views sustainable economic growth. Do Islamic values contribute to the direction of the two countries' sustainable economic growth plans? This is my research question. For section 2 about literature study, we try to compare conventional point of view with Islamic point of view. From conventional point of view, sustainable economy relies on the flow of resources, uses, and the value of externalities being critiqued and comprise 3 pillars. That is environmental dimension, economic dimension, and social dimension. Meanwhile, from Islamic point of view, sustainable economic growth is based on Tauhid, Khalifah, and Adil. In Al-Quran, there are some principles to economic activities that are unity, balance, free will, and accountability. And then for the section 3 about methods of analysis, the analysis use content analysis of the Al-Quran and Hadith and content analysis of the development plan documents. There are the first document is National Midterm Development Plan Indonesia for period 2020 until 2024, and then 11 National Development Plan of Brunei Darussalam for period 2018 until 2023. And how the result and discussion, we find several interesting result. For Indonesia case, as a national development plan document for the next 5 years, the 2020 until 2024, the document is very comprehensive, both in the scope of development sectors and the overall development area in Indonesia. Future development is directed at maintaining a balance between economic growth, emission reduction target, and intensity, as well as the supporting capacity and natural resources and the carrying capacity of the environment today and in the future. Sustainability is one of the basic principles of national development, and mainstreaming in the National Development Plan 2020 till 2024. Two of the 7 development agenda feature economic and environmental dimension, which are breaking down as follow. First, strengthening economic resilience for quality and justice and in growth. Second, building the environment, improving disaster resilience and climate change. Effort to achieve sustainable economic growth content in the plan document seem to be adequate, yet it does not automatically guarantee their action with maximum result. However, Islamic value don't appear explicitly, considering that Indonesia is a pluralistic country, even though the majority is population is Muslim. Meanwhile, the finding of Negara Brunei Darussalam case from the 11 National Development Plan, it is guided by 6 development trusts that will help achieve the country's goal of realizing the goals of Wawasan Brunei 2035. Brunei Darussalam prioritize human development as development actors who can uphold the principle of Islamic teaching. It is very good. Meanwhile, by sector, sustainable economic growth is driven by the increasing output of non-oil and gas. Unfortunately, the environmental dimension is only limited to the reforestation program on degraded forest area and ecotourism. The last slide about conclusion. Indonesia has succeeded in presenting a development agenda with mutually reinforcing targets and indicators to achieve sustainable economic growth, which include economic, social, and environmental dimensions. However, Indonesia doesn't accommodate Islamic value in sustainable economic growth planning. Besides that, about Negara Brunei Darussalam, NBD focuses more on diversification of on oil and gas economic activities to achieve sustainable economic growth. Brunei has advantage in which it clearly emphasizes that Islamic values are the guide to sustainable economic growth. This is my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.